Welcome to another episode of Royal Rumble. Please stand by for the upcoming fight. This time, the Lizardmen will face up against the Dark Elves.
So welcome to a new episode of Royal Rumble and thank you for tuning in. In this episode I'm playing with the Lizardmen and I'm facing up against the Dark Elves. As I said in former videos, I think the Dark Elves are the best faction in the new Total War Warhammer 2 game. But directly behind that we have the Lizardmen. But I think, especially in this matchup, the Lizardmen, or the matchup is in favor for the Lizardmen. So the Lizardmen are really able to handle it against the Dark Elves. Of course, the Lizardmen have a lot of tools to do that. And yeah, I think the Lizardmen have a better matchup, my opinion. So in this special match, I was facing up against my good old friend Pharaoh War. So very cool player, very fair player, high ranked player, skilled player. So over the months, and can say nearly over the 1 year now, we played a lot of matches against each other. And if we face up against each other, it's always like you watch the Champions League. No, just kidding. Would not like to talk that big, but it's always a really good game between us. And I love the matches with him, and really good. He's as I said, really fair player, really good player, and always a lot of fun, really exciting. So after this game, I just noticed by coincidence that he has also a Twitch channel and also a YouTube channel. So very cool over here. I put some links in the description, so please check this out. Very cool channel, YouTube channel and Twitch channel. Very cool battle casts. As I said, really high ranked player. A lot of good information in there, and yeah, I like that. So let's go to my army composition over here. Just one game before that, I also played with the Lizardmen with the exact same build, and I lost the game. And I was not sure what was the reason for that. So I think this build overall is quite good. So I was not sure why I lost. But in the former game, I deployed very tiny, so not wide. And now in this game, I decided to deploy wide. And I think this is really good to deploy that you have a very wide front line in this build. And yeah, so directly go to my army composition over here. We have the front line, or this wide front line, is filled up with skin cohort mixed with sword warriors. Of course, the skin cohort is, they are expandable. The meat shield unit, the stats are all really weak or really low. But as I said, I take them, or I deployed them to increase my amount of units. And on the side, maybe I was able, or the plan was maybe to flank also with them. And yeah, it's just for increasing my amount of units, but the performance overall against these Dark Elf infantry units are really bad, of course. Then we have the Saurus Warriors with shields. This unit is a very special unit, I think. Very underrated unit. Because, as I said always in my former videos, I will say it one more time, it's not shown up over here. But if you take a look over here, the armor piercing amount is very significant for a mid-range infantry unit. So they are shielded, they have good melee defense stats, they have very huge weapon strength overall, 52, and also the armor piercing amount. It's very good, relatively spoken. Of course, it's not so significant, but 18 is really good enough. So these guys should perform really well against very heavily armored infantry units of the Dark Elves, and they are not so expensive. They are mid-range unit, as I said, I think 800 credits or stuff like that, I'm not sure. But very good over here. Then directly in the second row, you can see here is the heavy stuff, here is the heavy metal, or here are the tanks and all that big units. So we have Feral Bastillodon directly behind that, 3 of them. The melee stats of them is really bad, you can see that. So they have, the melee stats are really low, but they have a good, the weapon strength is really huge. Also the armor piercing amount is 160. They have a huge armor amount of 140. They have nearly 6,000 hit points, and they are really good. So it's not so easy to handle it with 3 of them in the front line for the enemy, especially for the Dark Elves. So they're not so easy to kill, even if they also have bad melee stats. But you don't have to forget that they are causing fear and terror, so they can break up enemy spots very fast. Enemy spots on the front line really fast. Then directly, so also on the backside, on the backline, I have Croxigors over here. Huge armor, huge weapon strength, also a huge armor piercing amount, causing also fear. And they are, especially you can see that, they are on the same spot like the skin cohort, over here and over here. So in addition, they should perform really well, or the skin cohort at least should hold the line for just a little bit longer. So we have a weak front line with the skin cohort over here, but directly behind that the very elite Croxigors. So performance overall is really good against the Dark Elves. And then the last line I have a Temple Guard. I have the Temple Guard, very elite infantry unit, very strong, as all of you know, very expensive also. And I put them in the last line then because then I can decide on which side I have to support my front line, on which side I have to send them in the front line to support my infantry units in the front line. All of you know, anti-large bonus, a lot of armor piercing amount, elite infantry unit, best infantry unit of the Lizardmen army rooster. Lizardmen infantry rooster. Then we have a Crockgar on a Haunted one. I can recommend that. You don't have to bring a Connoisseur, it's so expensive. This Haunted one is so strong. We have a weapon strength of 440. We have an armor piercing amount of 310, that is huge. And also the bonus versus large is 15. So this is very good weapon strength, or very high weapon strength. We have a huge armor amount of 120. The melee stats, nearly 60 melee attack and the melee defense 44, and also huge charge bonus, armored. This guy is so strong, also on the Haunted one, and you can save a lot of money because this combination is very cheap. And you also have a lot of mobility, and as I said, with the anti-large bonus, he should perform really well against the Malekith on the Black Dragon and all that stuff. Okay, then let's go through my opponent, Pharaoh War over here. So we have Malekith on the Black Dragon, Mighty Caster, really good spells. I love this lore, I love these spells, I love Malekith, really strong caster, and also on this Black Dragon, a lot of mobility, a lot of damage. You will have causing fear, terror, and you can break up enemy front lines on some spots at the enemy front line, and land over there and causing a lot of fear and terror. Very good over here. Very competitive pick, I think, especially against the Lizardmen. It's very okay to bring a Lord on a flying mount. Then we have Harpies over here. You can also deploy the Harpies on the Dark Elf with the Dark Elves. As all of you guys know, very fast. You can snipe out low-tier infantry units, and also missile infantry units have a lot of mobility with this unit, and yeah. Then we have Black Ark Coursers on the left and on the right flank. So one unit over here, one unit over here, pure damage dealers. I think the plan was with them to flank me, or in my opinion, it was the plan. I'm not sure, but these guys, as I said, damage dealers overall. Also higher armor, mid-range infantry unit, good melee attack stats, damage dealers. Yeah. Then we have low-tier infantry blackswords, or base infantry unit. Basic infantry unit of the Dark Elves, really good melee defense stats. Yeah, frontline infantry unit to hold the line. As I said, good melee defense stats, and yeah, very cheap unit. Directly behind that, we have 4 units of Dread Spears. The Dread Spears, as I said, of course, very strong against all large units. Anti-large bonus, charge defense against large foes. So they're good against all that stuff, Dinosaur, Carnosaurs, Bastillodons, Croxigors, and all that stuff. Very good over here, so they have an anti-large bonus and can hold the line for some times against these large units. Then we have in the last row, or some far away from the front line, a little bit far away over here, very elite Black Guard of Nagaroth unit, and causing armor piercing amount, have a huge armor piercing amount, anti-large bonus, very heavily anti-armored, and they are also very good, especially against these all large dinosaur units and all these large units. I love this unit, very strong, very steady, can hold the line for a very long time. Then we have Witch Elves, pure damage healers, so they have nearly no melee defense stats, or the melee defense stats overall are really bad, and they have nearly no armor, but they have a huge weapons, or the weapon strength is very okay. It's okay, or very good. Let's say it like this. But the bonus versus infantry of 8, and the melee attack is very huge. We have nearly 50, and causing also this Madness of Cain, what will reduce the melee defense of the enemy and the speed, and so the enemy cannot escape very fast, and pure damage dealers, as I said. And also on the right side, the same thing over here, one group of Black Guard of Naggaroth, and in addition with the Witch Elves. So let's start over here and yeah, make some cinematics for the charge-in. So very wide front line. As I said, none of us was able to flank the other player, so he was not able to flank me, and I was not able to flank him, because we have a very wide front line, and he also closed the spots very well. But you can see now the first Black Swords are routing, and as I said, the reason for this is that the Saurus Warriors, and especially also the Temple Guard on these spots, performing so well against these Black Swords, and you can see they have a little bit health left, but the Croxigor is causing fear, and the Bastillodon is causing fear and terror, and you now can see they get terrified really fast. And so you can see they are routing really fast over here, and now I was able, this spot broke up completely, and now I was able to flank him on the right side and to close the spot over here, or to surround him over here. And these units over here, these Witch Elves and these Dread Spears, are now, yeah, nearly completely surrounded from my units. And also on the left flank, I was able to break through. Also, of course, of the Saurus Warriors performed really well, but he sent directly his Black Guard of Naggaroth in here to yeah, to close the spot over here, and very good from him to close the spot over here with his Black Guard of Naggaroth. So we have a Blade Wind going down over here. Its name is Blade Wind, I think. Let me take a short look. Blade Wind, yes. And always, as all of you know, it's random, the direction, so it will change the direction, but you can see it causing a lot of damage to my units. But also now it goes to his units, and but it's random, so you have to be lucky. Yeah? So you cannot control it, and as you can see, now it also damaged his units, but you cannot change anything about that. Now you can see Murderous Prowse kick in, and also his Malekith charge in this spot over here on the right flank. But I directly sent him my Khokgar, and as I said, the Khokgar performed really well against the Malekith, especially with this anti-large bonus, and of course with that, in addition with my other units, this Temple Guard over here, it causing a lot of damage to the Malekith over here. But the Black Guard of Naggaroth is really able to hold the line for a long time. You can see my Croxigors kick in, and also my Temple Guard, but they are hold the line for such a long time, and of course they have still a lot of units left, but you can see they get overwhelmed, and it's not so easy for them to hold up every unit over here, or to hold or to close the line against each of my units. You can see the Dread Spears are performing quite well, even against my Bastillodon. They are able to hold the line on this small spot over here. Also my Saurus Warriors' shields are fighting them, but the performance overall is quite good, even if they are not causing a lot of damage to them, but they are able to hold the line. As I said, on this spot over here, he's completely surrounded of my units, and we have also this Bastillodon over here, and he's causing fear and terror, and you can see some units routing, or these Black Swords come back, but as I said, the Black Guard of Naggaroth is very able to hold the line for a long time. You can see these, we have 42 models in here, and the performance of them is really good, even if he's completely surrounded from Croxigors and all these elite units. Another Blade Wing going down over here. very good directly in my units over here. But as I said, it's always random, so the direction will change. But I like Blade Wind, in fact, causing a lot of damage, in my opinion. So it's not a little bit of damage, so it causes a really huge amount of damage. But also, of course, it's dangerous because you can damage your own units really fast or a lot. So also these Dreadspears now get terrified, and but overall the performance of the Dreadspears was really good, in my opinion. But now I was able to break through here or to overwhelm this side. We have some units of the Black Guard of Nagaroth left fighting here, but also they are now shaking. Everything get terrorized and is routing. And overall, that's it now. So, thank you for the match. Greetings to Egypt. Let us take some words to my build over here. As I said, the Soul Rose with shields performing really well. You can see that. Nearly 100 kills over here. They are really good against Dark Elves, and they are, relatively spoken, very cheap. So you can bring a lot of them. You don't have to bring a lot of Temple Guards, so just 2 units, because these Temple Guards are really expensive. But you can see the performance is really good, of course. Also the Croxy Ghost causing a lot of damage and kills. But as I said, each monster unit on each spot, right front line, and on each spot the monster unit can break up the front line, because these guys causing all fear and terror. I think the Croxy Ghost just fear, but anyway, you have on each spot a unit that is causing fear and stuff, and very good over here in addition with the Souls Warriors. So you can see the Black Guard of Nagaroth making a lot of kills over here, very good, and also the Witch Elves like that, pure damage dealers and causing a lot of damage. As I said, the Black Swords were not able to hold the line against the Soul Swords, and I think this was the reason why he lost the game, because the Black Swords, in my opinion, performed not really well. Of course, against the Skin Cohort, but the Soul Warriors will kill them. And this was the reason why he lost, I think, because the frontline route really fast, and then the spots broke up and I was able to flank him. This was the problem. Overall, the Jet Spears, in my opinion, even if they're making not so much kills, I think the performance overall is really good, because they are able to hold the line really long for a long time, even against monster units like the Croxy Ghost and the Pharaoh Bastillodon. So very good over here, in my opinion. The Black Guard Cruisers, not sure about that performance, but as I said, of course these Black Guard of Nagaroth are very expensive, but the performance is very good. So as I said, thank you for the match, and thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Royal Rumble, and see you on the next episode, and have a nice day. Thank you.